Welcome to the Emotional Balance Sheet, the go-to podcast for parents with multiple kids, especially those with twins, triplets, or more, who are navigating the maze of modern family life and personal finance. Whether you're overwhelmed by education or retirement planning, parenting dilemmas, career transitions, or trying to define your purpose and plan, we're here to guide you with empathy, encouragement, and expertise. Hosted by Paul Fenner, founder of Tama Capital, a certified financial planner and parent to 4 kids, including a set of triplets. Our podcast is your ally in the quest for financial peace of mind, proving that money matters, but family comes first. Subscribe now and join our community of empowered parents at tamacapital.com. This podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon for investment decisions. Clients of Tama may retain positions in the securities discussed in this podcast.
What does comprehensive financial planning even mean? At Tama Capital, it means a family office where lifestyle planning such as retirement, college, portfolio management, and tax prep and planning are all under one umbrella. But it goes beyond numbers. We focus as much on the emotional side of financial planning as we do on the financial side. We get you. We understand your challenges of building a family, business or career, and a healthy life. We are devoted to wealth planning for families like yours because we are you. Learn how our family can help your family by visiting tamacapital.com. Time. I think I have found that time is the biggest financial planning killer for just about anybody, but I think especially busy parents. Let me give you 2 examples. This past week, I met with a family who I'd actually started working with the year prior, and we hadn't really made much progress. And then all of a sudden, after tax season, something happened. Something emotionally happened with this couple that said, okay, we're going to do this and we're going to do it now. So schedule our meeting, and I could tell by the end of the hour, the amount of stress and pressure that came off of this woman's face, because I was meeting with the spouse, with the wife, and I could just tell that this amount of pressure and stress was off of her shoulders. And it was hard to help convince her not to keep kicking herself, because all she kept saying was, I wish I would have done this sooner. I wish I would have done this sooner. I mean, how many times have you said that? But as we were walking out, she said, I feel so much better, even though I wish I would have started this years ago. I feel so much better that we've started today. And I think that's one of the commonalities I find that are a roadblock to people starting the financial planning journey, just picking up the phone and calling a financial advisor, is they're afraid of what they're going to find out. And that fear of the unknown is the driver that prevents them from doing something, versus in this person's case, they found another driver that drove them to do something, which was figuring out what they wanted to do with their tax situation, with their retirement, and how to plan for college for their kids. And while they knew that they were behind on all 3 of those phases of their life, again, something snapped. Something emotionally drove them to say, okay, we're going to pick this up and we're going to do it now. Let me give you an example of the other side, very personal one. My wife, Teresa, and I, we probably have about 5 or 6 different home improvement projects going on right now, and we can't get our arms wrapped around any of them, both from a priority standpoint, a timing standpoint, and a financial standpoint. And one of the reasons why is when I look at our schedule, we are running 7 days a week in this season of ours with our kids. And of the 4, they're pretty much all going in separate directions. And I can fully empathize. At the end of the day, the last thing that you want to talk to your spouse or partner or significant other about is what's on the to-do list, what's on the financial priority list. You're lucky if you can just get dinner on the table. Am I right? And I've had Ayelet Fishbach on, who's kind of like the godmother of behavioral psychology, if you will, from the University of Chicago. And I think one of Ayelet's big factors in trying to get people to get where they want to go, it's not about this idea of motivation, because motivation to her is very fleeting, kind of like willpower. But if you have a set purpose, if you have an idea of what you want to accomplish, that's half the battle. And again, we've talked about this before, about setting aside time. There's that word again, time, to figure out what it is. What is that driving purpose, those objectives? Because if you don't have that to anchor to, you're kind of just blowing in the wind. And I think with this family I met with last week, they finally anchored themselves to these 3 key things that they want to achieve in their life right now, at this stage in their life. And it's going to change. That's the thing with these, the purpose and objectives change as your life stage changes. For busy parents, we won't always be busy parents. That's another topic for a conversation, but it won't always be like this. So as we try to enjoy the season that we're in, we also have to look forward and ahead to the seasons that are waiting for us. And we don't want to look back and kick ourselves, almost like this couple did, where I wish I would have done this 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, whatever the time frame may be. So look at, what would I want to start now that I would not regret starting 6 months from now? So if 6 months from now, maybe look at it a different way. 6 months from now, what would I regret not starting today? What would I be kicking myself 6 months from now that I didn't start today? And I think taking that kind of angle really helps from not only a financial planning perspective, but a life planning perspective as well, given this incredibly busy stage that a lot of the families I work with, including my own, are in right now, where we're time strapped. But that doesn't mean that we can just let these plans, this purpose, these objectives that we want to achieve fall by the wayside. Now that you've made it to the end of another great conversation, are you looking for more? If so, head over to tamacapital.com, where you will find all of our conversations. Use the search feature to find the topic or guest you would love to learn more about. Also, don't forget to make someone else's day by sharing our show. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.